Hey, have you noticed the negative thoughts we have in our mind most of the time? I've already said in previous videos that according to studies, we have not only negative thoughts most of the time, but day after day, our thoughts are mainly the same. Mainly the same, and they are mostly negative thoughts. That's incredible. So obviously when we are aware of that, we can realize how much it's important to be aware of that, because obviously that influence our mood. So we are in a bad mood. If we have negative thoughts, we are easily in bad mood. We perceive things the wrong way, in a negative way, most of the time, and obviously that gives bad results in our life. So our thoughts are very important, obviously, and if we have negative thoughts, everything is bound to be false and to be wrong in our life. So that's very important. And for now a few months, I'm really focusing more and more on my thoughts. And today I'm making this video because I realize particularly how negative my thoughts are second after second. You know, it's really something that is very difficult to grasp, because most of the time we are completely unconscious of our thoughts. You know, we are lost in our stories, in our heads, and we are just barely aware of them for a few seconds, and we change thoughts, and still another negative thoughts, but and then we forget the previous story, and we don't realize that we jump from one negative story to another negative story, and it's like that most of our day. It's just incredible. So obviously it depends on which day, on which part of our life we are in, and a lot of things. But yes, we already have a lot of negative thoughts, even though that's not very negative thoughts. But it doesn't matter, it's still negative. It's just a perception of life that is just about danger, about difficulties, about injustice, about, you know, many things like that. And and obviously when we have this, because all those thoughts are like a flow that is running into our head all day long. You know, can you imagine a flow that is running negative flow second after second? Obviously it has a lot of power. It's just obvious, but we are not aware of that. And with this negative flow all day long, it's like fighting against a river. You know, it's a flow, and I want to stop the flow. Or I want to walk against the river. It's very difficult. So it would be much easier if I could just be aware of this flow and I have control of this flow. The problem is that I'm not aware of this flow. I'm not really conscious of that, so I don't take action to change it, and so I have to make do with that, and I have to walk against the flow, and that makes our life very difficult. So the more I'm aware of that, the more I realize how urgent it is to change my thoughts and to really be conscious all day long, to look at my thoughts and say, no, just stop that, change your thoughts. Now choose what you want to think. And that's not very difficult. When you realize that, to change our thought, just focus on right now, stop the stories that are never about right now. It's always imaginary, it's always trivial and not real. So just focus on right now, and focus on just it can be, yeah, what do you enjoy right now? And if even if it's not what you enjoy, but just come back here with your five senses and realize where you are. Feel your body, feel anything you're doing, look around you, be really aware of what is around you, you know, because most of the time we're not aware of what is around you, us. When it's something brand new, we are fully aware, because we look at everything, and because it's new. Once we are used to be in a place, it's like we don't see anything at all anymore. So we can just take a few seconds to look again what is around us, you know, to be really aware of our five senses, and that helps us to come back just in the moment right now, and so it disconnects the stories that are not here and now. So and obviously we can just focus on what do I enjoy right now, and it can be very simple. Today it's a hot day and I have a cool flow of air coming in, and I just enjoy this coolness, and that's helped me to be just in what is happening right now, and so again to disconnect with the negative flow that is running in my head. There's no more negative flow when I'm completely focused in what I'm doing. And maybe you know that, because I know that, you know, when we do some sport or maybe any other activity we are very focused on. But I know that when I was doing judo, and especially when you are in competition, but even when you are training very intensely, you're completely focused, and that you feel good after having practiced, because you obviously there's the body that you trained your body, but also I think, which is very important, because you've been completely focused on your activity, body and mind, and that disconnects completely the negative flow. And for maybe 1 hour or 2 hours in a row almost. So that's very powerful just for that. I think that's a very big part of sport and any activity in which we are completely intensely engaging in. So again, to come back in what I enjoy right now can help to disconnect and to cut this flow. But we have to be aware of our thoughts, because else the world seems fearful, dangerous, unfair, and so on. And it's very difficult to build something interesting in our life with this perception. And obviously that's a false perception. So let me know if you are aware of these negative thoughts you have most of the time in the day, if you think you already have a lot of negative thoughts, and if you react to that. If you say, okay, stop now, and here's what I want to think. But life is much more that I can perceive. There are a lot of things. I have much more power on my life, and now I choose what I want to think and what I want to do, and that's very good. Now that's very good. Okay, let me know all that, and I hope I'll talk to you soon. Bye.